The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 peace. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is your host, EQ, and welcome to the cipher. A cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of the cipher is peace. What's up? What it do?
It's the new cipher.
Sip of the day, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend on the rocks. Clarified ice. You know how we gotta do it. Y'all go ahead and put y'all center days in the chat. Heavy pour for Friday. What's up? What it do?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's the new cipher.
Superb. Still got my water though. Let's go ahead and turn this up a little bit. Let me see fire in the chat if y'all see me live. I want to make sure I'm streaming live. Because I don't see it on my screen. I want to see thumbs up. Thumbs up if y'all see me on the screen. Thumbs up. All right, good. We live. Because I'm trying to put it on my TV. All right, there we go. Okay. Peace, and more peace. It is a vibe. What's going on, man? What it do? This is episode number 50 since I've been doing lives. This is number 50 of my YouTube live. Y'all strap in, get comfortable, kick your shoes off. I'm gonna be doing lives. My goal is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I kind of got a system set up. My Wednesday lives will be more like my top 10s, discovery of houses, maybe guests. I'll kind of feel it. My Monday and Friday lives will be more topic based, or just what's going on. But I got a system set up. I really don't want to discuss it because, I don't want people stealing my ideas. Because, yeah, I just don't. I kind of want to be in my own lane. That's kind of why I always be in my own lane, and kind of why I take a break to find my own lane that separates me from everybody else. I don't like doing what everybody else is doing. That's never really been my thing. I've never been the go with the flow kind of person. Even though sometimes going with the flow can be actually profitable. But we will get into that part of the discussion. Anywho, let's talk about it. We're going to go ahead and get into it. My sip of the night, if anybody didn't see, it's going to be Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. This is a unicorn. They are hard to find in your your liquor stores, wherever you source it at. It's always sold out. You get a lot of molasses. They use 3 different kind of barrels. They use Armagnac, cognac. They use the Armagnac, their sherry cask, and I believe a cognac cask too. and they age it in that. So you get some of that cognac sweetness of the grapes. You get some apricots. On the nose, I get a little bit of honeyed, slightly leathery, and a little bit of tobacco. On the first sip, I'm getting a little bit of that tobacco feel. It's a cigar blend. It's made to be drunk and paired with a cigar, so that when you're having a cigar and you're having your cognac, it doesn't overpower, or you're having your whiskey or your bourbon, it doesn't overpower that. It's made to be paired with it. So you get a little bit of that tobacco. So you're getting a lot of spice and herbs with it. But I get dry apricots. I get a little bit of almond in there, some molasses, like that toffee. And on the finish is absolutely smooth. So if you are a bourbon guy, Nancy Fraley, for those of y'all who aren't really into bourbons, Nancy Fraley is like the Alberto Marias of the bourbon whiskey game. She is a absolute legend in the game. Again, bourbons, whiskeys, fragrances kind of go hand in hand for those of you all who are enthusiasts of both. And I like that. That is a good pour. I could have had that without ice and it would have been good. Okay. So what we're going to do on my Friday lives, the first things we're going to start getting into, I'm going to go to my, what I've been wearing all week. So my Friday lives, I'll be talking about what I wore Monday night into Friday, which would be today. And then on my Monday lives, I'll be talking about what I wore over the weekend. So that kind of gives you what I've been wearing all week. So my weekly fragrance things. So we're going to go ahead and start with what I wore Monday. What I wore Monday, some can consider this fragrance a clone. I get why they would say that, but I kind of somewhat disagree with the notion, because when you smell them side by side, it kind of does its own thing. It really does its own thing, but you can tell this is what a true inspiration should smell like in a fragrance. That's not a complete copy, and that's from the house of Nishane, and that's Desiro. So what you get here is, some people would just sum it up and say what you get here is Bleu De Chanel. But this is more like minty and greener. It's almost like the EDT of Bleu De Chanel, but it's really doing it. I guess tons of green herbs. It has that kind of shower, clean, soapy feel to it. But I like this. It's just an easy grab. This is not a must-have for me, but the fact that it performs extremely well, it's easy to wear, and in the air, people seem to enjoy it. It's extremely mass appealing. For those who own it, you already know. That's Desiro. I wore that to work. I was around people. I think I only got one compliment throughout that day, but I wasn't really intermingling. I ain't go no happy hour, nothing like that. I just kind of wore it, and somebody was like, "Hey, you smell good." And I was like, "I appreciate it." And I just went on about my way. It was a simple in-jest comment, but I think how many sprays I put on this? I think I might have put six or seven sprays I wore this. It was kind of hot, I believe, on Monday. I need to start taking notes on what the weather was like, because that kind of matters. But I believe it's been hot all week. It's been a hit or miss. It ain't been cold, so we know that. So that's what I wore on Monday. So I enjoyed the green feeling of that. So on Tuesday, what I went with is, one would say is probably my favorite freshie from the house. It's up there. And that's from the house of Louis Vuitton, and that's Pacific Chill. Dents don't lie. What is this? Again, this has a lot of greenness to it. But to sum it up, if you've ever had a green smoothie, that's what this smells like to me. I know it's some mint in here, but I get what I'm getting on the smells like cucumbers, green apples, and fruits, and it's just a green smoothie. I don't know no other way. We could sit here and read notes and talk about ingredients. Listen, it's a green smoothie. And when you wear this outside and the heat hits it, Jacques Cavalier uses that watery effect. So with all his freshies, most of them, I believe, I don't think it's not a freshie that he doesn't do it. Just has this nice, crisp, watery effect when you do it. So great fragrance, no compliments on Tuesday. So no compliments on this, but it doesn't matter. I don't really wear my fragrances for that. But since we're discussing kind of what I did and kind of what I, went throughout the day or what my center day was, no compliments on this, but it didn't matter. This is still my favorite freshie from the house, and that's Pacific Chill. Next up on, so it's Monday, Tuesday. On Wednesday, I went with, I think it's like 2 more freshies I need from this house to add to my collection. Only 2. I have all the freshies. And this is a fragrance from the freshie, one of the freshie kings himself. There's 2 freshie kings to me. Jacques Cavalier. I remember in the 90s when Izzy Miyake came out, it took the world by storm. And the other was when Acqua Essenziale came out. I was there. I was outside. And that's from the house of Mrs. Sour, and that's Vert Empire. The dent don't lie on it. With everything, this gets weird. This is stunning. Citrus, fresh. I believe some tea might be in here or a tea element in here. Again, I'm not looking at the notes. Yeah, it's like mate or something like that. It just has this herbal quality, this green herbal fresh quality to it. You can think of fragrances like wulong cha, but it doesn't smell like that. This just slaps. Now, 3 compliments on this. I put about 12 sprays. I was going to be outside, and I believe the heat picked up. It was probably like around 90, like that hot, sweaty, like it's hot outside. And I wanted something that was refreshing, but yet I wanted to add some greenness to my wear. And Vert Empire, absolutely stunning. One of my favorite blue gin is up there for me, but it's one of my favorite freshies from the house. Again, I think it's only like 2 I need from the house, and I have all his freshies. And maybe one day I'll do an overview of the house, but at least from the freshie standpoint, because I don't really care for like the perfect ooze. I'm not really interested in that. I'm only interested in the freshies. And this just works. All his freshies, you can just rock, go about your business. Now, the problem some people have with these fragrances is for the price that you pay, they're rather simplistic. They have a designer feel to them, like a mass appeal feel to them, or a familiar feel to them. Not overly complex, but they just smell more natural. I'm not saying naturals are in it. I'm not saying that they use superior ingredients. I'm just saying it gives more of a natural feel when you wear it, like the juiciness of, like, I believe some orange or something in here. It's just like fresh zest, some greenness. Vert Empire is one. If you like green fragrances, if you like fragrances like Wulong Cha, and they have another one, Cologne de Mate or Mate. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I own that too, and that just chef's kiss on that one. The next one I wore is one, I don't think no one's really talked about this fragrance or really talk about the house that much. And this is from the house of Fugazi, and this is Angel Dust, but this is the extrait, not the eau de parfum, the extrait. This performs like a champion. So what is this fragrance like? It has a synthetic kind of feel to it. And what I mean by that is synthetics, like, I feel like it's a lot of Javanol in here, like synthetic sandalwood, but I believe it's like peppery sandalwood, bergamot. So think of fragrances like Bergamask from Otto Parisi. There's another fragrance. I can't think of the brand I had back there. Un Nuit Nomad, see nothing but sea and sky, where you get this bergamot, sandalwood, musk kind of feel, but this has a little bit of peppery kick to it. This, man, you spray this on and you just get wafts. This is powerful. Now, is it more powerful than bergamot? I'm not for sure, but I like it a lot better. I prefer the wearing experience of it more. It goes in that realm. This is one of them kind of fragrances where when it's really hot, it almost wears like a molecule fragrance. So it doesn't wear dense. It's not overly juicy with the bergamot, like just like freshness with the bergamot, but it's fresh. But if it's like extremely hot and humid, it wears like a molecule fragrance, but you're going to smell it. Not one of them, I'm going those like wafts for like hours. I like this fragrance. I'm not telling you go out and buy it. And we're going to talk about influence and stuff of that nature when it comes to, the later topics. But it's definitely one I think you should sample. The pepper in here can be very spicy. It can hit, so it can be a hit or miss on some people's skin. But again, this is the extrait version, not the eau de parfum version. I haven't smelled the eau de parfum version, so I can't tell you. I think if you go to certain like Parfumo or whatever, I don't think a lot of people have the extrait reviews out. Most people talking about the EDP. I don't own the EDP, so I can't speak to it. But this one, it performs like what you think a extrait will, but it leaves scent trails. Compliments on this? No, I didn't receive none this week. I have before, but this works. But this week, nah, I ain't getting none on this. See, I'm not going to come here and tell you I get compliments every single day. Funny, right? It's just not happening. Not with every fragrance. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Some fragrances like Wondrous Flight, like it just happens all the time. But some fragrances are kind of hit and miss. It is what it is. And the fragrance I wore today, I knew it was gonna be hot, and I think later on some storms had came through, like around 6-ish. But I wanted to wear today. I wanted to feel like I was in a tropical environment, and I wanted to wear what I consider to be the best watermelon fragrance in existence. Now, I kind of haven't smelled every watermelon fragrance, some of the more popular ones, but watermelon isn't the kind of note I just want to go out and smell, get 20 of them and compare. I just don't care that much. But this is absolutely stunning. And this is from Jess Box, and this is Feel and Chill. Bro, absolutely stunning. It's aquatic without turning eggy. Like some aquatics on some people turn eggy. It's salty. It's watermelon. Some woods. I feel like driftwood or something is in here. It is like eating watermelon, like fresh seeded watermelon near the ocean. It is the best, in my opinion, watermelon fragrance on the market that you can buy. It is tropical. It is fun. It is playful. It is a casual fragrance. I wouldn't wear this formally unless it's like a daytime party or something like that. But even then, I would grab for something else. This is a casual fragrance. Jeans, t-shirts, jeans, shorts, sweatshirts, tennis shoes, khakis with dress tennis shoes, polo shirt, casual, daytime. This is absolutely stunning. I like this fragrance. This is a fragrance that, let me see, out of all of these, Pacific Chill, I would get a refill of. The Mizensur, I would buy again. I don't know if I would get Angel Dust again, but I like it. But this is one I know I would get another bottle. Like if I ran out of this bottle tomorrow, I would go out and buy another bottle. No hesitation. Without a doubt, I would have another bottle of this. I like Feel and Chill. I like it a lot. And that's my scent of the week. Now, let me see. Let me go to this. Okay. We're going to get into it. So what is one of the main topics I wanted to discuss today? I wanted to get into what this, like the body of the show is going to be about. And that's the dark side of the fragrance community. Now, I know I've talked about different things of the fragrance community, but there was something I saw on TikTok. The fragrance community isn't what it was pre, 2015, or even go beyond that. You think about like when it first started, you start thinking about my Mickers, you start thinking about Carlos, you start thinking about, the Brooklyn Fragrance guy, you start thinking about those guys, you start going all the way back, Chad, Gentleman's Journey, you start going all the way back to some of those guys, and YouTube in general was small. I don't believe a lot of money wasn't being made. It wasn't big business. It just wasn't. 2017, it picked up a little bit. That's kind of, I think I joined like maybe 2017, 18, I got online. I've been around, but I got online in 2007, 18, I think my first video. In 2020, when everybody was sitting at home, 2020 is a funny year. 2020 is like the year of the scammers. And I'm not talking about fragrance community, but just in general, when you think about 2020, like everybody was scamming. Like they really had people out here buying. Think about this. Me and my homeboy was laughing about this on the phone like a couple days ago. And I was just laughing at people. I was like, they really had people buying pictures of monkeys thinking they was going to get money and become millionaires. People were spending millions of dollars and thousands of dollars to buy houses in the metaverse as if it was real estate to sell it. Bro, it was a ton of pump and dump cryptos. It was the year of the scam gods. They got off, yo. A lot of people made money. A lot of people scammed on the PPP and they getting locked up now. Good. A lot of people scammed on a whole bunch of different scamming and it's catching up to them. But a lot of people joined on 2020. A lot of people upped their content on 2020. We were sitting at home. A lot of things took off and IG picked up a little bit more. Then, I started noticing a little bit more on IG, and probably about in the last 4 maybe 5 years, it seems like TikTok fragrance community has taken off and has become more influential than even YouTube. To a certain degree, depending on who you are, you can probably make more money on TikTok doing short reels than you in the overall scheme. And I'll get into why I said that. But the thing with TikTok is it's for the youth. And you're seeing younger and younger people are getting into it. And you see people are becoming caricatures of popular people on YouTube. It's almost like people sit back, they watch Jensense, they watch Jeremy Fragrance, they watch Curly, and they said, I'm going to take a little bit of them. I'm going to take some of Curly because I'm just going to, my whole shtick is going to be, I spray 57 sprays or I spray, it's a shtick. The whole shtick. A lot of people, it's just not 1-2 people, like it's become a thing. And that's weird to me, but I'm also in America in Northeast. And if you walking out the house with 57 sprays, depending on where you are and what community you're in, you're going to get clowned. That's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. In the Middle East, it might work out that way, but that picked up. And then you started seeing like kids 15 and 16 and they, this whole caricature of, and this animation, and that's all Jeremy Fragrance. And then you start looking at what they're talking about. It's a lot of clones and things being pushed out. Now, we're going to get into social conditioning. But before I get into my point, I do want to play a video. This is from a person I follow on TikTok. Good dude. So I'm giving credit for his video because I'm going to use his audio. John Cannon, young brother. He talk about a lot of different things. He just don't do fragrances. And that's another thing. In the last 4 years, people who don't even do fragrances are now doing fragrances because they feel like they can finesse the community. The community isn't what it used to be. It's never going to go back to. So for old heads and disgruntled oldies who just aren't moving up in watch time, view time, subscribers, it's just never going to happen for you. You just got to give it up or change your whole thing. Crying about the way it used to be, it's never going back to that. We are never going back to using rotary phones. We have cell phones now. We're never going to go back to 8-track tapes. We have streaming. We stream music now. On Apple, you can buy some music and support, the people you want to support, but we stream now. We're not going back to CDs. If you were old enough in the 2000s and you had your bookcase of a million CDs and you was putting them in your disc changer and you knew you was doing something. If you had like a 5 or a 10 disc or 8 disc changer in your car, you knew you was doing it then. We're never going back to that. Get over it. It is a wrap. Those days are over with, right? This is the new wave. You can't stop it. It's going and it's only going to get bigger. That can be for better or for worse, depending on how you look at it, right? But John Cannon did a video. His video wasn't necessarily on fragrances, but it was about the TikTok shop. And I want to play, it's like a 7-minute video, so I'm a sip, but I want y'all to listen to this video because it's important. This is him saying the naughty stuff out loud. He's kind of saying it out loud. And I think the fragrance community need to hear it. Again, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. When I re-edit the video, when this video is finished uploading, I might put his TikTok link to his page since I'm using his voice in his video for my video. But this ain't a hate thing for me. Got love for him. For the young brother, he don't know me, but got love for his content. But let me play this and y'all sit back and listen.
I just want you to understand that it's not a little bit of extra money. Last month and the month before it, I made less than one shop ad a day. Mind you, I have 2 accounts where I make 5 to 10 regular videos per day, right? So I give my audience 10 to 20 videos a day between both of my accounts. And I have an entire TikTok shop account. I have 3 accounts. So out of the 10 to 20 just normal content videos I put out per day, you can add 1 shop ad. Less than 1 shop ad a day. Less than 30 videos a month out of potentially 300 videos a month. Okay? I made $11,000 or more each month from the TikTok shop. That's not... I still made money from my content. I still made a freaky amount of money from my peptide affiliate link. I still work a W-2 job. I still own my own company. It's not, when people are like, oh man, bills can't be that high. How much money can you be making? I know people who have TikTok shop pages who make 40, 50K a month. Like that's what they're making. That's their commission, not they're producing that. No. They're producing hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, right? They're making deposits into their bank accounts, $40,000, $50,000. I know these people. So like if you're like me and you really pump out content and you just drop it. I dropped this shop ad today already, this morning at 6 something a.m. Had to have been 7, I don't know, early. My first video was a shop ad. And I think I'm gonna do like 2 more today. I've really been off. I haven't done a shop ad since that one in like 2-3 days. Wrong with me. My shit done went down to like 1.5K a week. Little chump change. And that's just on this account. I have a whole TikTok shop account where I just post ads. I need y'all to understand, you could eat, especially if you, like, I got 300,000 followers on this account, 200,000 followers on my smaller account, and my shop ad page only has like 8,000 followers. That one, I don't even post shop ads really on my 200,000 follower account. I need to start. Fuck wrong with me. I need to at least post one shop ad a day. If I'm giving y'all 5 to 10 videos a day, I need to post at least one shop ad a day. I'm leaving money on the table. And then all of the free shit, I'm all down right now. With this right here smell. Some of the products are actually like lit. Hold on. I'm sitting in my office right now. I got my supplements that I would usually pay for. I make hundreds of dollars a week off of this right here. But sometimes I take pre-workout. When I work out in the afternoon, I have so many pre-workouts in my office and in my kitchen. Motherfucker, colognes, I probably have 50 colognes in my office. I probably have 50 colognes. These colognes hit. Mind you, I got a refrigerator. Let me show you one of my colognes real quick. Where I used to spend $200, $300, $400, $500 on colognes. I got some Tom Fords. I got the YSLs, the Dior's, and all that. I shit you not. These colognes smell just as good, higher quality, better. Literally, some of them last longer. Like, there is no downside. I'm not mad at anybody for not understanding. I just want to thoroughly explain it to you. Versace. I didn't pay for this. I made hundreds of dollars just doing this. Man, that shit smell kind of good. Y'all should get you one. People got it, loved Dreamer. It. People kept ordering it. I got colognes for days. Chat. These are the ones this one right here I'm wearing today, Cottage. I mean, this is one of them ones right here. If you're gonna spend your money on one, get this one, or my number one fragrance, get this one. But this Patine Blanc, the most vanilla fragrance you ever had. That Madagascar vanilla. Art of Universe goes bananas. Art of Arabia goes stupid. And these are just the ones that I'm keeping on my computer because I'm running out of space. You know how many colognes oh Lord. You know how many colognes I've given away? Wouldn't you like to just have a myriad of cologne? This one is certified hood classic too. Like, do you know how many colognes? Colognes I've just given away. Then when you really start getting into TikTok, look at all these damn shoes. I haven't paid for a single one of these shoes. Look at that push-up board. I haven't. What the fuck? That's just, they just gave that to me. Look, I got a Louis Vuitton wallet. This is my real wallet. This is just what I have in my office. I be giving TikTok shop shit away. My office would be full of stuff. I got a security camera. You see that little man right there? That is a security camera. When someone walks into my office, the head goes, and it sends a notification to my phone. I got it for free off the TikTok shop and made thousands of dollars promoting it. It's never ending. This light that I use all the time to make my videos, y'all don't even know the light can just be good. This light, this small rig light that I'll use it on my DSLR. It has a little thing to put on top of the DSLR. Hold on. These JLab headphones sitting on the Mac, they were free from the TikTok shop. I don't even know I don't know what people's gripe be with the TikTok shop. It will literally improve your life, especially if you're a creator. Dog, and with the money I make from the TikTok shop, I get to do things that regular people don't get to do. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying. Daddy. Yes, my love. Okay. I just want y'all to bless yourselves. That's what I just want you to. I know it's a long video, but I can't harp on the TikTok shop enough.
So he said he said it out loud, bro. Now, again, that was John Cannon. Good. I don't know him personally, but I like his content, and this ain't a hate thing towards him. My thing is this: the fragrance community, because it's grown, is a business. I know some people don't like when fragrance influencers or social media or whatever or YouTubers start talking about the business aspect of it, but it is a business, whether you treat it as such or not. Every time you turn on your camera that you paid money for, your lights that you paid money for, your computer, you take your time out your day to upload a video to talk about a fragrance, somebody's getting paid, whether it's you or they. Somebody's getting paid. Now, the question is, when it comes to stuff like TikTok Shop, you got to look at a couple different things. What's some things I wrote down here? Ask yourself this, man, and I want y'all to be honest. Be honest with yourself. Like, you can type it out, you cannot type it, but do you all really like the fragrances that you bought from people's top 10s? Be honest. Do you like all of them? Now, me, I'm going to tell you, I like what I like. Most of everything I talk about, I pay for. And if you don't like it, it's cool with me, but I personally like it the way that I told you I like it. But do y'all like it because I like it? Do y'all like it because you look at a person that you're watching and you say, damn, their life looks cool, like Jeremy or whoever? You say, damn, excuse me, he get a lot of women. He's in shape. Damn, all right, I want to be like him. But the closest thing I can do to be like him is smell like him. So let me just buy it. Oh, he loved it. And you force yourself to like something? I'll never forget the S-Boy fiasco. Did y'all really like that? Did y'all really think that was like a $200 worth fragrance? Some of y'all paid like two something. When y'all got it, was y'all like, man, this is flames? Or did y'all have to force yourself to love it because some hot chick with abs said you can get some twat if you wear this? I don't know. But did y'all? I don't know. Y'all saw it on top 10s and y'all said, bro, it's on 5 people top 10s. It gotta be good. You got it, smelt it, and said, damn, this is flames. Or did you say, oh, it's good, you wore it out, and then you needed people to tell you it smelled good for you to like it? Did you have to force yourself to like it? That's influence. You ain't really like that. Or maybe you did, and I'm just not picking on S-Boy. It can be some of my Boadicias I'm talking about. Do you really like Blue Sapphire the way I like it? Do you really like Faith the way I like it? Or are you forcing yourself to like it because you fucks with me? It is a real question. That's influence. It's a real question. A lot of it is credibility. You know what I mean? Credibility. When you look at the person reviewing, do you be like, yeah, they like some people, they be like, oh, top 10 girl panty droppers. You look at them, you be like, yeah, you ain't dropping no panties. I'm not believing nothing. You got to say, I'm cool on this video. You don't look like you even go outside. I'm cool listening to your content. I'm cool on that. And you like discard it? Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, like my first couple of videos, I remember people coming in my comment, and when I was posting in Facebook groups, people would be like, oh, another rack store YouTuber. This was like 2018, bro. I don't do rack store buys. That wasn't my thing, but it was popular back then. I never did it. And then I just kept doing videos and I started talking about fragrances other people wasn't talking about. Then they couldn't use that rack store buy. Then they tried to hit me with something else. Oh, well, this and that, and you don't got nothing. Then when I said, you know what? I'm going to start putting my fragrances behind me at my other house. Start putting fragrances behind me. You know what it did? It solidified me. But I was still saying the same thing. I was still the same person, saying the same thing, having the same message, but putting this behind me solidified it. And I think how many marks are out there? I can have all these Boadicias and Rajas. If I pick up a couple of Arabian clones and be like, bro, this is better. I can sell these Rajas, man. I didn't need to spend this. It was a waste of money. I can probably fleece a whole bunch of y'all into buying stuff. I'm not saying everybody who's doing that. I don't know people's intentions, but I also don't care. Because part of me is like, if you're dumb enough to believe it, then you deserve to get fleeced. That's why, what do I do on my channel, on my platform? What do I always say? Y'all know, what do I always say? Sample, 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 sample. I always say, you're not me, I'm not you. And you're not me and I'm not you. You should sample. You might not go where I go or do what I do because I like it, because I be in this environment. If you're not in those environments, you probably don't need this. I'll tell y'all, if you go out and buy it, that's on you. But I'm a big person when it comes to accountability, right? I'm huge on accountability. If somebody fleece you for buying, that's on you, bro. But I know for a fact, if I start doing TikTok and I have all these Rochas behind me, and I start talking about how this Arabian perfume that smells just like one of them Rochas behind me, and say, man, it's just like it. You can't tell. The Louise, oh, it's just like it. You can't tell. A lot of y'all will fall for it. Will some of it be close? Yeah. I've had some really good clones back in 2018, 17, some in 2019, 19, and 20. I had some pretty good ones. One of my favorite was Deep Blue from Alexandria. It was like Gentle Fluid. Not Gentle Fluidy. It was Aqua Celestial Forte. But I love that DNA so much. I went out and bought the real Aqua Celestial Forte, and what I found out is they aren't the same. The wearing experience was different. And to me, the original was superior. To me, the wearing experience was just better. Not by miles, but it was better. It was a different wearing experience. It's like Deep Blue gave me a very good part of the overall composition, but it didn't give me that lemon lime Sprite thing that I get with the OG. And that's the major part of the fragrance. It didn't give me that. So I missed a total element. I missed the transition. If you don't care about this stuff, then it doesn't matter. I kind of care about the wearing experience. It matters to me. But I noticed how people in my comments started treating me different when I started putting bottles behind me. And I was almost anti-put bottles. Like, y'all know, y'all been around for a while. I was sat on my couch. I had all this fire. Not all of it, but I had fire in my room. The same fire. And people be like, hey, Then I said, all right, well, let me put the fire behind me. And it changed. People treated me different a little bit. So ask yourself, do you really like what you like? I believe a lot of it is rather a placebo effect or social conditioning. For those of you who don't know what social conditioning, I'm gonna read the definition. Social conditioning is a process where individuals learn to adopt norms, values, and behaviors of their society or social group. This shaping of behavior, often beginning in childhood, influences how people think, act, perceive the world. It is a powerful force that can impact everything from gender roles to career choices. A more detailed look. So when you start looking at early influences, social interaction, reinforcement, that kind of changes your perception. If enough people get on YouTube and say something is fire, you will convince yourself that it's fire. You can't, you gotta watch what you consume. You will convince yourself it's good. Enough people tell you with social media and they say, bro, your life ain't ish till you have a Lamborghini. A lot of y'all watch fragrance reviewers like me. Y'all see this behind me and y'all be like, bro, one day I need that. I'm telling you, as somebody who has this, you don't want this. I'm telling you, you don't want this. Not because I don't have fire and I could easily, be honest, chop this collection in half. And I can probably do less than that. I could probably chop it down and only keep 10% of what I have and get rid of the 90. I probably could. I'd be just as happy. Part of me is almost why I try to change my content into stuff like this, so I'm not dependent on fragrances to come up with top 10s multiple times a day. I don't want to be dependent on that. I want to be able to provide content where I'm not dependent on that, because I really don't want to add more stuff on the shelf. There's probably like 5 or 6 fragrances, grails that I'm going to add over the next year and a half. I'm in no rush to get them. Yeah, it's like a couple things here and there. It's like, oh, I see this. And then I got money saved aside for like a rare grail, like one that never comes up. So if it come up and it's like $2,000, I got it. I could be like, all right, I'm getting that if I think it's worth it. value versus worth. I did that in my last live. But when I look at it, I'm like, you don't want this. All of this is going to outlive me. And I'm going to leave my family, leave this earth, and they going to have to deal with getting rid of this. And they don't even know where to start. They don't know where they should be pricing Alt Lux Raja. They don't know that's like a $4,000, $5,000 frame. They don't know. They gonna end up selling that shit for like $200, bro. Don't y'all be hitting my peoples up like, hey, yeah, man, that joint like $50. Let me get that. EQ would love for me to have that. Nah, bro, I'm blocking you in the afterlife. But they don't know what to do with none of this. And if I want to leave my family with my kids with anything, I want to leave them with $1 million life insurance, $500,000 a piece that they can invest, put in a mutual. Depending on their age, when I leave here, they can put in a mutual, leave it in there for 5 years, then pull it out after it's, $1 million, $1.5 million or something. That's what I want to leave them with. I don't want to leave them with debt and bottles. I already told them cremate me, because burying me is a waste of money. Y'all ain't going there. Y'all ain't picking up the flowers and all that, man. Cremate me. Split my ashes and put one wherever on the shelf, put it in a necklace or whatever you want to do. It don't matter. I'm gone, bro. I don't care. But don't you be spending these monies and let these people convince you need to have a pearl casket. Because all they're going to do is look at your life insurance policy and they're going to say, oh, you got this much money. Well, we can do this. This would be nice. He want to go out this way. No, I want to go out being burnt up in some ash and put in a pot. Yo, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. But you don't want this. I'm telling you. Y'all see this? You don't want it. It kind of gives me anxiety the older I get. What am I going to do with this? What am my family going to do with this? It does them no good. It'll be at a yard sale. Yard sale. So a lot of stuff that we get, it's all social influence. I'm not trying to pick on this one fragrance, but S-Boy. A lot of y'all convince yourselves. Some of y'all really like it. But in the last, when S-Boy was out, like 2 years ago, how many times y'all reached for that fragrance in the last 2 years? For those of y'all who bought it and convinced yourselves this was flames. How many times you want it? How many times you looked at it in the last year? Is it really flames? Or was it flames because several influencers and a hot chick said, a couple of hot chicks said, you can get some claps for this. Smash some cheeks. Pound town. I don't know. That's for you to answer. I'm just asking the questions. And, and like I use stuff about, social conditioning, right? I think about my life, like, and have some transparent things that I'm gonna discuss in here, and then I'll bring it back to fragrances. But I'll never forget when I went to the military, and I give you a little background, right? I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. For those who don't know what Prince George's County, Maryland, it is one of the most influential black counties in the entire United States. Monetary wise, it's money out here. My parents didn't have that, but it was considered till the next county beside, like in the last 2 or 3 years, took over the title. But if you want to call it a title, but it was called the richest black community in the richest black county in the United States, Prince George's County. In the Washington, D.C. area, out of the top 5 or I think top 5 richest counties or top 10, like 4 of them is in the D.C. metropolitan region. You got to have some little bit money to kind of do what you want to do. It just is what it is. Like, it's so bad that if you walked up to somebody like, I make 120,000, they'll just be like, okay. People, you say 120,000 like you said you made 30,000 a year. They'd be like, I make 120,000. They'd be like, yeah, okay, so do everybody else. It's like, holler at me when you start making like 250. It kind of gets that way. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's kind of, DMV is weird. You go out to talk to somebody or a girl, you know what they want to ask you? What you do. That's like a thing. Like, what do you do? Where you work? And that's all. They just want to pocket watch you. That's really what they trying to get into. How much money you make. It's a weird dating place, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that in another time. But anyway, I grew up in Prince George's County. It's a large black community, just large. I went to a high school that was at least 90% black. Teachers, like 90, 85% black. Doctors, lawyers, black. I grew up basically it was diverse because I went to high school, some Andrews Air Force Base, so you had military kids coming in. So there was some white kids there, some Asians, a couple of Hispanics, but overall, just the overall consensus is it was black. I never forget going into the military, and I was going down North Carolina, Fort Bragg, airborne. And in my mind, social conditioning. I was like, bro, I'm gonna probably be wrecking down this joint with the racists. I had parents that grew up in the Jim Crow South. When I really sat back and think about it, like I'm the first generation of free black person in my family. Like free. I'm the first generation. My parents grew up in the Jim Crow South. They weren't free. It wasn't until, think about it. The Voting Act in 1960, it was 1960. The Voting Act. Black people didn't even have a real vote till 1960. So, yeah, I'm like the first generation. My kid's like the second generation, right? When you look at it. So I had all these preconceived notions. I grew up around mostly black people. And I went to the military. And I met white people. And I met some white people who never grew up around black people. And all they knew was what they saw on TV. Social conditioning, the media, what you consume. They had their preconceived notions. I had mine. Some of the nicest people, I was around white people in the South. Blew my mind. But I was on edge. I also grew up in an environment of survival. The DC area, the drug game. I grew up in the crack era. There was a lot of money being made. It was nothing in high school to see a kid making a couple of million. See a kid pulling up in a Benz in high school, driving it. Money was being made. People were getting killed. Grew up in an era of survival. I grew up in survival. And I notice in life that people who grow up in survival and people who don't view the world differently. And as in the last 15 years, I ain't had to survive. I've been living. The money is good. And my whole mindset changed. And then I took accountability. Because you let enough people condition you and you keep getting fed certain things, you will adopt a victimhood mentality. You will. You'll be a victim all your life. And then when you start saying, well, damn, well, I made this decision, that decision, this decision, which caused this. Things that you ate in your 20s will come back and haunt you in your 50s. Diabetes, hypertension, things you consume, things you don't do, go out for a walk, go work out. You ignore it, you're going to pay for it when you're 65. If you live to see it. Accountability, decisions. And I'm not saying things don't exist, but social conditioning, depending on what you are fed constantly, like think about 2021, 2020, 2021. They really had people outside thinking, bro, every time you leave the house, a cop was going to murder you. The numbers don't even say that's going to happen. The numbers don't say that. The numbers, will it happen? Yeah, it might. But the numbers don't prove that. I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. It's not even happening 50% of the time. Did it happen like 10, 5, 10? Should the 10 or 5 ever happen? No. But this idea that when you leave your house and you get in your car, it's going to happen. What you consume, who was you watching, what was you being fed, what was feeding your mind every single day, being reinforced. Oh, this murder. Like, think about that time. Think about that time when that was going on, right? Every day on social media, it was shown a cop murdering somebody, right? Social conditioning. So let me ask you this. In the last 8 years, during Joe Biden's era, or even now, why those videos ain't floating? Did cops just all of a sudden start murdering people? They just stopped shooting people? Did they? I don't know. The numbers say that the same people, the shootings are shootings and still happening. The numbers really ain't really changed, but you see it less. Besides this one recent one with the guy with the dreadlocks getting pulled out the car, like that was recent, but like it was being fed all the time. So my point is social conditioning. If you was raised on survival, you got to watch what you consume, man. What you read, and what you consume is what you read, what you eat, what you watch. Will condition your mind to be a certain way. That's why I always say, go outside, touch grass. Get off the internet. Get off the internet. Get off the internet. Shut down. Y'all want to know why I disappear from YouTube sometimes? I get the hell out the internet. I'm tired of seeing top 10s. I'm tired of seeing your fragrances. I don't care about them, bro. Sometimes I just got to get away. I'm over it. And then I just be like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to be consumed with doing the same thing all the time? Redundancy. And can I bring something different to the game that's different from A, B, C, and D? But that's anybody who's seen any of my videos about my fragrance room, I got an expansive library. Pick up a book and read it. Go outside, touch grass, be around people. Think about this, man. Ask yourself this. Some of y'all have never had problems with women, but you will trauma bond with other men who have problems with women. Now, all of a sudden, you hate women, or you got all these complaints about women. Women who watch me by the 5%, some of y'all have never had issues with men. Y'all had men that protect y'all. Y'all have men in y'all family, the friends, male friends you know. And then you went online and said, I'm going to choose a bear over men. You never had a problem with men. But you going by the traumas of other women's stories and you internalizing it. This red pill and this drizzle nonsense, like, or twinkle, whatever the hell it is. You're adopting these things. Dating ain't really that hard. Go outside, go talk to somebody. It's really simple. But I also grew up in an era before the cell phones. You had to go outside and talk to people. It wasn't an inbox message to get it popping. You actually had to say, hi, my name is. I would like to get to know you. I find you to be absolutely gorgeous and intriguing. My name is. I would love to get to know you. Well, while we're here at this bar environment, I think I should probably offer you a drink, see what you're eating, ask you, how is that food? Converse, have a rapport, develop a rapport, learn how to talk to people. It's not that hard. Will you hit it out the park every single time? No. But life ain't about that. But you get fed your social media all the time. It will continuously feed you. Matter of fact, let me go to my FYP on my Instagram. My FYP. It'll tell you what you look at. If all I look at is naked chicks and ass, it's going to show up on my FYP. So FYP, I got houses. I've been looking at cheesesteaks because I love cheesesteaks and I need to go to Philly. Like, I'm tired of like trash cheesesteaks in Maryland. So I'm like, I need to go to Angelo's because that's the only cheese, like maybe number 2 D'Alessandro's in Philly, but it's Angelo's or nothing. Like, I'm at the point I'm like, if some Italian dude named Gino, Leo, Angelo, Nikki ain't in charge of the shop, I don't want it. I don't want it, bro. I just like if I go to a Jamaican shop, I don't want to see Chinese people cooking Jamaican food. I want the lady who gonna be a little rude. I know them oxtails gonna taste good, bro. I don't want to see a whole bunch of brothers cooking General Tso chicken and stuff. I want to see Asian people in the back cooking, bro. Yes, that's what I want. Sorry, I'm a food snob. You think fragrant? No, I'm a food snob, bro. But my FYP, alcohol, bourbons, drinks, cars, food, real estate. real estate, on and on and on and on. Food, recipes, food. Ain't a whole bunch of BS. I mean, every now and then I think when I looked in here, somebody had one fragrance. Like I see Oud Maracuja. One person had Oud Maracuja. I don't have a lot of fragrances on my FYP. I don't consume that. I don't consume it a lot. It's not on my FYP, but it's there a little bit. What you consume, the internet will show you. You consume a lot of death will continuously be fed to you. You consume a lot of red pill, it will be fed to you. It'll show you what you consume. So to bring it back to fragrances, I asked the question, do you really like Pacific Chill? Because I like it. Do you really like it? Or is it just okay? Did you convince yourself to like it? I think a lot of people can force themselves to like things they shouldn't like. And if y'all heard my video, TikTok shop, they just selling stuff. If I got on here, I'm telling you, I know I can do it if I wanted to do it. And it disgusts me a little bit, but I'm not mad at people who do it because I'm like, if people fall for it, then they're marks. And I look at that as this natural selection. Mark's going to be marked. It's natural selection, bro. Unfortunately, I'm not mad at it. It ain't my problem. It's your problem. You spending money listening. But I know for a fact, and it's kind of disgusting, that because I have these Boadiceas and Rajas behind me, if I pull up 5 or 6, 7 clones and I say it's better than what's behind me, y'all will go out and buy it. Don't forget to hit my affiliate link in TikTok shop. I know I can fleece if I wanted to. I just don't feel the need to. And I'm not saying that everybody on TikTok shop is a fleece, but I played the video. Be aware. Everybody knows this is a business, like it or not, somebody's getting paid. And some people say, I want in. Some people are treating it like a business. I know some people like, Flores keep talking about business. Yeah, some people are making money. I just played a dude. He said he making $10,000 a month on TikTok shop. That's not even everything else that he's making on social media. That's just TikTok shop. I know people making tons of money with affiliate links. Tons of money with affiliate links. Tons of money. It ain't my business to tell it. But you just have to use some discernment, man. Just use discernment. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, here's the thing, and this is how you know conditioning is happening. 2017-18. We were being fed a brand. It is not by mistake that Middle Eastern fragrance companies in the last 2 years are showing up on everybody's YouTube and everybody's IG, in everybody's TikTok. That is by design. That is not by mistake. In 2018, it wasn't by mistake that every single, well, I ain't gonna say every single, but a lot of reviewers were reviewing Parfum's freaking vintage. A lot of them. It made top 10 lists all the time. When the last time you seen one on top 10 lists? When the last one time you seen Parfum's vintage made anybody's top 10? Anybody's top 10. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. When the last time you seen it? I haven't seen it since probably like 2018, maybe 19. You don't see it no more now, do you? So did they just start sucking? Did they just stop making good clones? No, a new clone house came in and this is what it is. And because Middle Eastern, we're talking Dubai, they have the money. Unlike an indie company who's just trying to buy stuff and try to pick and choose who they're going to give stuff to because it costs them money to make. So they're trying to really strategically figure out who they want to send promotional stuff to, but they also can't afford to pay every influencer. So they trying to, Middle Eastern companies from Dubai, they got money to blow. Think about how much they paying like Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition fight. It's money over there. They don't give a shit if they already only charging $40 for the fragrances. They don't care if they give every single influencer a free bottle and pay them $5,000 or more. They don't care. They got the money to blow. It is not by accident that you cannot turn on a YouTube and not see a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I'm not saying everybody getting paid. I'm not saying that, but people are getting paid a little bit. There's some money being paid. And I also know this because Mr. Cologne, who's shout out to Mr. Cologne. Maybe I'll play it on this thing, but he's clones. Like he's an anti-clone guy. He's like, I like originality. And he did a reel. Maybe I can play it on here. He did a reel where he said, I got paid promotion. He was honest. He said, I got paid promotion. This company reached out to me. They gave me paid promotion. I didn't know it was a clone company. Now, should I review these or not? This is my dilemma because it kind of goes against what I stand for. Should I review them? Should I not review them or not? So clearly they are, and it came like with this nice suitcase and a whole bunch of different stuff. And he was just kind of like, I did this. I don't really do the clone stuff. But I agreed. I signed a contract. They paid me money. He admitted, paid money. You think he only one they paid? People are going to come on, do videos, talk about how it's just as good and good as the other fragrances, and it costs money. And the part that I hate about that is a lot of that affordability is preying on high schoolers and people just getting out of high school with their little part-time job. And I've never seen, when I was young, I remember when Acqua Essenziale dropped. I was outside. I was young. I remember. I was working at Hex. I remember when Nautica. I remember when Angel first came out. I remember this. I remember when Clinique Happy hit. Nobody was going in there talking about what's the performance on that. Bro, they was like, this smell good. I'm buying it. Nobody was like, bro, how many sprays you doing? What's the performance on that? They were just wearing it and going about their day. Now, high schoolers have collections, 10, 20 fragrances, dropping bags on fragrances. High schoolers. That is like going down a rabbit hole of like bad spending habits. People are losing their families. People are losing marriages because they can't stop buying. That is weird to me. You have no self-control. You're losing your wife, your girlfriend. Like women are walking out on you, bro. And high schoolers are like following suit. And it's like, sometimes I'd be like, damn, bro, it's the youth. If you're an old man, you loser, bro, you just loser, bro. Whatever. But like, I do think about like the high school kids that are easily influenced. And it's like, they are dropping bags. And because it's cheap, that's the problem with cheap things. It ain't because it's good all the time. McDonald's is cheap. McDonald's is probably the largest fast food chain popular in the world. It ain't because it tastes good. Anybody want to get on here in my comments and tell me how good McDonald's is a premier fast food? No, it's because it's cheap. And because it's cheap and you can fill your stomach a little bit with semi-nourishment, people buy it and they always pack. McDonald's ain't never empty. But is it because it's good? The fries good, but is it because it's good? Or is it because it's cheap? Because sometimes when it's cheap, you end up spending more. When somebody say, you got to pay retail for this and it's $400, you know what you have to do? This is another reason why I stopped buying clones. You know what you got to do when you want something like this? You got to save. You got to be like, all right, well, let me chill for like 2 or 3 months. And you got to save. There's a book called Atomic Habits. I got it up there on my library. Got it up there. They talk about how you got to do, if you got to do something for a period of time, over a period of time before it becomes a habit. You got to do the same thing over and over again before you turn something into a habit. When I was buying clones, I was spending money all the time because it's like, yo, $40 here, $50 here, $40 here, $50 here. That ends up coming up to $500-$600. But when I started saying, ooh, I want this, I said, well, I got a budget. I had to be disciplined. I had to say, well, I don't have it this month. Let me chill. Let me chill for a couple of months so I can get that Louis Vuitton, or I can get that Raj, or I can get that Boadicea. Let me chill for a couple of months. And you know what happened when you was chilling for a couple of months? You might have not been watching content because you watch content, but you didn't care because you was like, I'm chilling because I want this. But what that stopped you from having this every month or every week spending habit. It stopped you from doing that, from buying all the time. You had to create a budget. You had to really be like, I want this. I gotta buy retail to have it. What do I gotta do? When things are like $40, $50, it's like you look at it like, oh, it's $40, $50. But then you got like 50 of them. Do the math. How much have you spent in fragrances? I don't know. Like, so, you gotta look at things like that. But make no mistake that wasn't nobody really think about social conditioning. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was talking about overspraying till curly fragrance came around. Nobody talked about it. Whether people did it or not, and I know somebody gonna be like, man, I was doing 57 sprays when I was 15. All right, cool story, bro. But nobody talked about it. Now everybody's talking about it or making it their shtick. Why? Because it's popular. Why? Because they can fleece you. They can steal somebody or take somebody else's stick and run with it. So now performance is a thing. Wasn't a thing in the past. It was, this smells good. I like the way it smells. Do I at least get 6 hours on it? Cool. Because I'm going to be nowhere more than 6 hours. So social conditioning. Is it good, bad? It's a thing. It's a real thing. Social conditioning. So, in closing on this topic is, your frequency is what you will frequently see. Your frequency is what you will frequently see. If you have negative frequency, if you are always, or if you surround yourself with people who always complaining about social media influencers, and you find yourself in those spaces, you will keep seeing those things pull up. And then you start dealing with confirmation bias. Easy, confirmation bias. And then it's like, oh, well, yeah, I already knew. So then you have your own biases on every influencer that you see. If you always have in your mind that these women only want you for your money, and you keep seeing content that tells you these women only want you for your money, although you don't have no goddamn money for no woman to take. You looked at your bank account after you bought 5, 6, 7 fragrances this week. You don't have no substantial savings. You can't afford to lose your job for 6 months and still live your same lifestyle. You can't afford to do that. You might be lucky if you got $1,000. You don't got no substantial savings. What money is she going to take of yours? What money? But if you convince yourself and you keep being reinforced, women are only going to take you for your money. Women are going to only take you for your money. These women out here only want you for your money. And I ask you, how many women took you for your money, bro? None. Interesting. You be outside? Yeah, I'll be outside. Okay, well, like outside, what's going on? Like, how'd you approach them? What happened? Well, all right, bro. Cool story. Trauma bonding. If you always think murder, murder, death, kill, kill, you'll always see murder, murder, death, kill, kill. You have to have a diet. Sometimes you have to go on a diet. I go on diets all the time. That's why I disappear. It ain't just because I be outside. I be having a diet from y'all. Not y'all, my viewers, but now I get a diet from the community. Like, they be doing too much. And I be like, yeah, I need a break. I got to have a diet. And your diet isn't just what you eat, but it's what you listen to, what you read, your music. Everything around you is influencing you, and you can't deny it. I've never listened to Luther Vandross and felt the need to go outside and fight. But if I go put Disturbed on, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Bro, I kind of want to lift 350 pounds. I want to go bench 350. I'm not lifting 350 to so amazing, and I've been waiting. I'm not lifting to Luther Vandross, bro. I'm not lifting to Donnell Jones. Tweet a little did it. I don't mean to hurt you, baby. I'm not lifting to that. I'm listening to some Freddie Gibbs, some clips. I ain't never seen too many people, never been at a place where people are dressed in a tux and fights have happened everywhere. But I have been places where people are dressed in jeans and tennis shoes and fights have happened everywhere. Environment matters, bro. Mentality matters. Frequency matters. Your energy matters. What you consume matters. And the question is, do you like it because you like it, or do you like it because I like it? Look at your collection and really ask yourself. Don't get me wrong. I got some fire stuff to me. But you can't tell me just the laws of average that everything I recommend that you bought was fire to you. Some stuff you going to be like, it was all right. And that's okay. That should happen. It should happen a little bit more. You're not me. I'm not you. We don't have the same taste all the time. And that's okay. We need to normalize that. Normalize not liking everything everybody else like. Normalize it. You don't got to make no announcements. You don't got to trash everybody, whatever people like either, though, but like what you like. Like what you like. So again, sometimes take a diet, go outside, touch grass, enjoy the world, and, let it be what it be. But y'all heard the video. If you just coming on, I played a video with a TikTok influencer who basically talked about how much money they make on a TikTok shop. When he got to the fragrance part, did you hear? He was like, oh, yeah, this a banger. He ain't really was kind of getting notes. And if they get notes, most time people just reading off Fragrantica. Oh, man, these notes are good, bro. You should get it, man. Everybody like it. And you will see him, you be like, oh, man, the brother's in shape. He look good. Brother look good. Young, youthful. He can go. I mean, he a married man. John a married man. But he a family man. Good man. I mean, at least I don't know him personally, but what he presented himself on TikTok seems like a good dude. Solid dude. Like, I wouldn't mind having a beer with him, going to hit the gun range or something. But you'll see him, you'll be like, all right. And you might look at yourself and when you take your shirt off and you look in the mirror, you kind of ashamed at your body. You go to the pool with your shirt on. You be in the pool in the water with your shirt on because you ain't been working out. But you see a dude work out in Germany or somebody and you be like, damn, they like it. They got these results. I can get these too. It's not going to work like that for you. You got to work on the inner. You know what I'm saying? So in closing, again, sometimes you need a diet, man. And just assess your fragrance wardrobe. Just assess it. And ask yourself, do you love everything that you've been recommending? Or do you just kind of like? Some of y'all might say, I don't care what you saying, EQ. Everything you talked about that I got, based on how you described it, I loved it. Cool. I love that for you, bro. And some people going to be like, EQ, you kind of like 65, 35. I love that for you too. I hope you sampled before you bought it. I hope you did. I recommend it. Don't take my word for it. Take your own word. And on that note, that's how we're going to end that part of the show. Now we're going to get to the closing part of the show, and that's going to be, and I'm going to do this every Friday and Monday, and that's when we do People's Court. That's when we do People's Court. And the People's Court is, the name of this segment is, did Fragrantica get it right or did Fragrantica get it wrong? This is where I'm going to pick a couple of fragrances out my collection. I'm going to look at, does it smell like? And then I'm going to maybe read some reviews in there, and I'm going to agree with them. I'm going to dog them joints, respectfully. Dog them joints. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and play the theme music. All right, let me go ahead and pull up Fragrantica real quick on my phone so we can go ahead and get to it. So, one of the first fragrances I'm gonna be discussing, let me see if I can, is a fragrance that I have enjoyed. It's another green fragrance. I could have wore this fragrance, I could have wore this fragrance. Why does this not work? Why didn't this not pull up? Hold on one second. I could have wore this fragrance this week, but I chose not to wear this fragrance this week, but it kind of really fit the theme for kind of what I was going. And that's going to be from the house of Xerjoff, and that's Torino 21. Now, this is mint tea. Minty, fresh. I just think this is a great spring, summer fragrance, especially when you want something that's very aromatic, spicy, and fresh. I love this. I love this a lot. So let's just see what in 2021. So let's just see what kind of let's see what it says smells like. So a couple things smells like what I do? End up clicking the ad or something? Okay. You or somebody you love. I don't own that fragrance, can't speak to it. Acqua de Palma. Seems like there's an aromatics fragrance. 88 people say it smells like it. 5 says it doesn't. I don't own that. I think those are clones. The other 2 fragrances are clones. One that I do own. So that's from the house of Molinard, and that's the Basilique from Molinard. I like this. I like this a lot. Like, I will say, which one came out first? This came out in 2019. I think this came out in 21. So this is the OG of it all. The Basilique, there's a difference in it. One, the performance is different. The Xerjoff just performs overall better. But I believe the Basilique is a tad bit fresher. It leans more on the citrus aspects of the mint, and it also has tea. And the tea just hit on a whole different level. Let me yeah, so Torino is fresh green. The Basilique is like more citrus, green, herbaceous, tea-like, effervescent. It's good. They are very similar. Almost similar. You don't need both. I would probably always go with the Xerjoff. Because when you go pound for pound, well, not price point, but when you go pound for pound, the performance will always somewhat outweigh when you kind of get to this. But you can find the Basilique for like $40, or I believe like 40. Let me see. Sometimes they got the price up here. $61 from Fragrance Net. That ain't that bad. That ain't bad at all. $61. I mean, you can go ham on a spray. Of course, dits don't lie. I wear my fragrances. Yeah, it's fresh. So let me see what some people said about the Basilique. Let me see what some people say. Let me see. Boss DC 13. If you like to cook, then you would know what I'm talking about. This smells like Torino 21 if the basil and mint were left in a crisper too long. It lasts about as long as a fart in the wind. Even for $50, I'm not sure if it's worth it. It's good, but it has no lasting power. Now, I will admit, this isn't the Basilique isn't the longest smelling. I wouldn't call it a fart in the wind. I would also say that this is a really good gem scent because I mean, in the gym, you're going to spend about 2 hours. If you're going somewhere and you know you're going to be somewhere for like a solid 4 hours, maybe indoors, maybe work, give or take, you can rock something like this because it's kind of inoffensive. It smells good, it's fresh, and it's inoffensive. So I like it for that. Now, if you're going to be gone all day, or if you're going to be like at a festival where you're going to be around tons of people outside, oh, I'm going with Torino 21 all day because performance. So as I've always told y'all, when it comes to fragrances, you got to I look at fragrances like I look at guns. Where am I going? What am I hunting? And what is the environment? Am I hunting in Maryland where I'm hunting white-tailed deer and it's a lot of brush and tree brush? I might want to use a 12-gauge slug. I don't necessarily know I want to use a 5.56 there unless I have open field where they like to hang out and I'm going to be in the woods or in the deer stand. I kind of want a slug because I might need to cut through those branches and still hit the heart of the deer to knock it down. With that said, am I in the Midwest where I'm going after mule deer? Then I want a 338 Lapua because you're never going to be able to sneak up on that. You're going to have to hit that from a few hundred yards. And you need a round that can go a few hundred yards and still penetrate. I'm going to go 338 Lapua. That's what I'm going to choose. That's going to reach out, touch, and knock down. I look at that as the same environment. Am I going to be outside? Am I going to be inside? Who am I going to be around? Am I trying to get compliments? How long do I plan on being here? What is my overall goal here? Do I just want to smell good for myself and just smell fresh? Or am I going to be somewhere that like a wine festival, a happy hour, where people are, especially in the DC area, where people are going there dressed to impress and they're going there to smell good. Like you know this is going to happen. Everybody's going to have a fragrance on. Yeah, then I will wear something like Torino 21 because I need the power, the strength. This is the bigger round. This is the slug ammo. This is like the whisper. You know what I mean? This might be a 30-30. You know what I'm saying? So I see that. I see they can be used. Like, I don't know if I really want to wear it. Torino 21 is strong. I don't know if I really want to wear this to the gym. It's kind of, I mean, maybe 2 sprays, but you don't have to do 2 sprays when you can just do this. Like, if you feel the need to wear this and put 20 sprays on, why don't you just wear this and put 5? If that makes sense. So that's my thoughts. It's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing for what it is. That's Ted, whatever he says, the next person down. It's amazing for what natural smelling, complex, freshy, with enough body, wearable all year round. Natural enough. It does have a natural quality. Recognizable fragrance, not essential oil. Price quality ratio is unreal. I usually just like cologne and fragrances, but I don't mind it here. Yeah, I don't get that eggshell smell to it. Yeah, I'm not going through this whole thing, but Torino, somebody else said Torino 20. So with that being said, when it comes to Torino 21 or the Basilique from Molinard, Fragrantica, got it right. All right. Let me see. Next up. Let me do this. This is a good one. This is what I like. So the next fragrance we're going to be talking about is going to be Rochas Parfums H, the exclusive black tier. I absolutely love this fragrance. I love it. To me, I already know where this goes and what it does, and I already know what fragrance I would somewhat compare it to, but this is richer than said fragrance. But let me see what people are saying about this. Okay. Roja Black H tier. Roja Dove, 2016. We don't care about the notes. Fragrant could be wrong. So, all right, some fragrances they say it smells like. Some people say it smells like Raja Ode, the exclusive. I haven't smelled that, but I'm gonna be honest. I want to find this fragrance. If any of my viewers know where I can find this fragrance, because I believe this was an exclusive from, I can't think of the name. I think it's a German, like a German Hertz kind of thing, a German like department store that I think this was exclusive to them. I just can't remember how to pronounce that name of that retailer, and I don't want to butcher it. But I believe that's an exclusive to that. Like this is an exclusive to Hertz. They say it smells like that. If it does, I need to get it because what I would assume is this, and I'm looking at the notes. The notes are somewhat similar to this, but the way Raja does stuff, Raja will take fragrances that have similar notes, and yeah, they will somewhat smell alike, but then they kind of really don't smell alike. And I'll use fragrances like RDHP Roja Dove Alt Perfumery 15, and I'll use like Roja Dove Halt Perfumery 2020. Like those have similar notes. When you look at Cheaper or Stored Nair, that also has similar notes. All of them have peach. They have this civet kind of thing going on. It's like a Chypre. They all use the same notes in different variants, but they do not smell alike to me. They could be redundant, and I'll say redundant in a way where when you would wear one, you would wear the other. So do you need all three? But they're different enough for me that I would need all three. So if anybody knows where I can find older exclusive, hit me up. I need that. And I don't care if it's like 1K. I need that. As long as it's 100 ml. But I need that. I need that in the stash. I need that a lot. But I don't have experience with that fragrance. I do see the notes are similar. I want to try that fragrance. Now, 55 people said it smells like the moon. I own the moon. They are absolutely wrong. Those 55 people should never be trusted. I wouldn't trust them with my life. I wouldn't trust them to recommend me food. I wouldn't trust them to do anything. I trust the 73 people who said this does not smell like. And I'm going to tell you why they're wrong, not just say they're wrong. This is more of a rose oud fragrance. It is a rose oud fragrance. It uses tons of cypriol to me. I feel like it could be an oud accord here, but I'm not saying they don't use oud, but they use like the same kind of cypriol in the way they use promise to me. But the raspberry in here is absolutely jammy. It's fruity, and like 2 sprays of the moon is generally, this 50 ml I never need 100 ml of this. This 50 ml will last me. This is a 2 spray fragrance for me. Generally speaking, if I'm going to the bar, close proximity, I'm doing 2 sprays with this. I'm getting love. Now, if I'm going to be in an environment like a gala, a party, New Year's Eve or something, then I'm going to show my ass. I might put like 6, 7, maybe 8, depending on. But I'm going to put heavy hitters on that. I want to walk through crowds of people who are wearing their best tuxedos, women who spent all day at the nail salon and hair salon and makeup, getting their stuff done, men who had to go get their suits and tuxedos tailored, fresh haircuts, all that was done. I know everybody's wearing their best fragrance, and the fragrance community has grown so much. I know people are wearing Arabic fragrances. They're wearing clones. They're wearing Blue Talisman. Like, it's not like it used to be back in the days. You had to be in a community to know. Now everybody has a collection. Everybody has a collection. So you got to pull out heat that like most clone companies ain't gonna have. Like, you pull this out or Blue Sapphire and go with it. But no, this smells absolutely nothing like the moon. The 55 people who said that were absolutely absurd. Somebody says this smells like the Oud from Raja. I have that. They are, but it's only 2 people. Those 2 people are absurd. Somebody said Amber Oud. Those 2 people are absurd. Now, I think I said this in a video before, or maybe this might have been me clicking. It smells like this. What this fragrance does remind me of, because the one person, it's only one other person I've seen ever say, I'm the only person kind of I've seen say this in public. And this reminds me of green sapphire. There are elements of this where if green sapphire is a fragrance that you would wear in the spring, this is a year-round fragrance for me. You could wear this year-round. So what you get here is raspberry, but not a jammy raspberry. This just smooth, subtle sweetness that remains throughout the life of the fragrance, that lingers. It just lingers. It's there. It is Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5. You don't know why Tito's in the group. He don't really sing, but he's there. I don't know why he's in a group, but he's there. And he's a contributing factor, but he's Tito. That's what the raspberry is to me. It's there. It's not contributing, but it's there. But you get that pine where H doesn't have that pine. But you get that pine here. You get, I get tons of, what stands out to me in this, where it goes in comparison, is the way the raspberry is used here in green sapphire is used here in Raja Dove H Black Tear. It's used the same in the Raja. The way the cashmere musk is used in this is identical to the way it's used in this. The sandalwood, like the same. It makes it creamy, smoothed out woods. In the saffron, the saffrons are similar, but it's turned up a notch in this, because although the saffron is here and adds a bit of spice, it doesn't go full-blown leather. It goes like into a light suede feel for me, like very light suede. This goes leathery. When you first put Black Tear on, it goes almost smoky. I believe birch is in here. Let me go back and look at it. I don't care about notes. Notes be wrong. But you get some smoke in here. I believe birch is listed in here. Labdanum, a leather cord. It's like it's very suedey. It's richer. So if you was going to say this would be for spring, maybe summer, this is a winter, autumn fragrance. It is dense, richer. Both are sexy. If I'm going to rank them, Ace Tier has it is way more regal to me. When I got Ace Tier, I was blown the way. This is, and again, got to pay retail. And the way it wears, the way it transitions throughout the life of the fragrance, again, I'm on some unclonable fragrance stuff. I don't want simplistic. I want stuff that if you want to smell like me, you got to get it. That's just what it is. Either way, I think, I don't know if I can, that one person said it was this. Several people, the moon, 55 people. So with that said, let me see what somebody said, yeah, no Tuscan leather. I once fell for stupid recommendations. Who told them it was Tuscan leather? So Rafiq Cologne back in October 2024 says, I have fallen for stupid recommendations. H Black Tear, okay, I was expecting something with a little bit more character and body. This is French perfumery and it is body galore. So I don't know how he was wearing this or if he just sampled. I feel like this scent, Tom Ford could have taken it, improved it, and it would have made it a decent 9 out of 10. Now the problem with this fragrance is like it's a dumb price. The price is like stupid. It's 400 ml, you're gonna pay like and with tariffs, if you're in the US, you're gonna pay like $1,000. Like, is it worth that? Probably not. when you can probably get this at discounters or in Facebook groups like 4 or something. The price is better for Blue Sapphire, but retail retail for both, they're both about the same price. Do you need both? Probably not. You probably don't need both. I think they're similar enough that you don't need both. But I'll take Black Tear all day, every day. Dank Authentic Resonance Oud. That's what somebody put here. It has in the first opening, has a little bit of funk. Nothing crazy though, just a little bit of earthiness to it. So I get what he's saying. It's a little like damp oud. That's what it kind of comes off as a little bit. But it's stunning. The vanilla gives way to a jammy rose powder, which dominates the rigmarole of nuances. Raspberry in the undertone. Yeah, fresh raspberry in the undertone. Yeah, so it's leathery, fresh raspberry. It's Tito Jackson. So yeah, so I would say those couple of people have a little sense. So, but overall, with people saying that it smells like the moon, I'm gonna go ahead and say Fragrantica got that wrong. Let me see. I'm gonna get one more. Let me pull it up. Let me see if this is even in Fragrantica. It might not be in Fragrantica. All right, it is here. All right. Please make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all been watching, showing love for your boy. Appreciate it. This is a 2025 release. This is a nice release. Get about 7 hours on this. And this from the house of Argos, and this is Neptune's Trident. So with this one, I get something fresh. It almost goes off into, it's a combination of things. It's green, citrus, tons of neroli, some musk, some woods, but tons. It is green. This is another one I could have worn. Like if I'm gonna I might do a video like summer greens. I don't know what I'm gonna call the video. It might be called like summer greens. But if you want a fragrance, actually, hold on one second. Now I'm smelling like this. I'm like, is this similar to Vert Empire? Let me see. I'm smelling a lot. Not really, but yes. Just because you. Wow, that was the first. I just picked. Wow. Okay. I think Neptune's Trident is a little bit more aromatic. Anyway, that was just a sidebar because I was like, it gave me elements of each other. So what you get in Neptune's Trident is bergamot, saying mandarin orange, some tea, some orange blossom. Well, I said neroli. Orange blossom is all part of the orange tree. The mandarin orange. Let me see. You get some musk, iris, so it's a little powdery. Sandalwood, creamy, ambergris, vetiver, labdanum, giving it an ambery base. Yeah, I get tons of green. Like the green tea comes off. It's very herbaceous. Let me see what the people saying this smells like. Wulong cha. I'm not mad at that. 21 people said Wulong cha. I don't feel like getting up and getting it, but Wulong cha, I get why they would say that. Wulong Cha X, I had a sample of that, but I didn't feel like the bottle was worth owning if you have Wulong Cha. It just didn't, I don't think you need both. That's why I don't own it. I'm cool with Wulong Cha and it performs. I get why they say Wulong Cha. I'm not mad at it, but I wouldn't call it a clone. Wulong Cha to me is like the niche version of Elizabeth Arden green tea. If you ever had Elizabeth Arden's green tea, that's what I would pretty much put what Wulong Cha is. But I do understand the similarities in that. So for people who said Wulong Cha and Wulong Cha X, based on how I remember doing the video and sampling them, I will say that the 21 people and the 10 people, they're in the ballpark. They're not necessarily wrong. All right, we got a mixed group. We got 11 people saying imagination and 11 people saying no. Yeah, I don't get imagination. Yeah, imagination is like laundry to me, like fabric softener, clean, fresh. I don't get the imagination. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe as it dries down, it goes into this like musky, clean. It does do that. So I get that. But to say imagination, I would say those people are absolutely wrong. I'm going to assume, let me click on it. Yeah, Bamboo Harmony. I feel like I sampled that, but I didn't own that because Kilian Freshies are hit and miss for me, especially when it comes to longevities. So I'm not going to speak on that. Somebody said Artisan Pure. Yeah, the two people who said that, I'm going to disagree with you vehemently. Let me see what some of the comments said. Let me see. Somebody said way too hype for Sochi. Agree with Black Knight. Way too hype for social media. I paid full price for this bottle presentation, but it was a huge disappointment. All I'm getting is initial blast of citrus, which lasts and projects for 30 minutes and fades into a skin scent. See, this is somebody who basically, back to the video, listened to other people instead of getting a sample, went out and bought a bottle, and they expected more than what they got, and now they just want to dump on it. When people be like, yeah, you could have got this at your local Ross for $19.99. No, you couldn't have. No, stop. That's a reach. That's a reach. They was like, I guess I got this from a discounter, one of my Facebook connects. So I definitely didn't pay somebody said it's a $300 price tag, so I didn't pay $300 for mine. So I can't tell you if I'd have paid $300 for this. I paid $300 for Louis Vuittons. It smell. I don't have a problem with this. I want to say when I've worn this, the performance has been around 6 hours, give or take. I might make this my scent of the day tomorrow. I need to revisit this. But when I remember times I worn it, I wasn't getting the best performance on it, but it smelled good for when I wore it. I'm okay with that. It smelled natural. It didn't smell artificial. Did I need it based on other things? But I love green fragrances. I love Vert the Empire. Again, I think my summer fragrances, I like them to be rather simplistic. I don't need my summer fragrances to be overly complex. Sometimes I just want something that smells good, fresh, refreshing, simple, mass appealing, with a cooling effect. So if it's hot outside, I want to be able to spray it on and automatically feel iced out. I want to feel cool. That's kind of what I want. If I get complexity, chef's kiss, great. But that's all I want. I want to smell orange in here and be like, yeah, this smells like orange. Man, that smells good. It smells like something that Xerjoff, like Neo kind of thing. I'm getting elements of like Neo, but not. I'm getting like that bergamot, cardamom kind of thing going on. But then I get other things green, like Invert the Empire, like that green tea freshness kind of thing. Almost borderline. Not really, but it's green. So a green fresh scent, it would make my green sense. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it comes down to your budget. If I had paid retail for this, would I have been mad? I don't know. I paid more for. I paid more for fresh scents, so I don't know if I necessarily would be upset at this. I think this is overall a good fragrance. But let me revisit on a really hot day because I have ignored this, which is why I'm glad I have it out. It might be my scent of the day tomorrow, but I feel like I was only getting about 6 hours on this. I have not received compliments on this fragrance, and I've worn it quite a few times. But it's been a minute since I'm worn it, so I'm gonna have to revisit that. Because I kind of haven't worn it since in a minute, and that's when I first got it. I was testing it, and then of course I ain't doing videos, so it kind of fell by the wayside. Really enjoyed Neptune. Tried it. It just works. It works in the office. A lot more, but Argos did a great job. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So sometimes this is a good office scent. Like, and I'm telling you now, you don't smell like nobody else. And I'm also going to tell you is sometimes when you wear these simplistic fragrances that have this natural feel to it, and people smell it on you, they will be like, wow, that smells good. I'm not saying this. I haven't received, again, I told you I haven't received a compliment on this, but I'm talking about like when I wear my Louis Vuitton fragrances, I think City of Stars is rather simplistic. It's like blood orange and powder. But that's like one of my favorite summer fragrances. And it gets the people going. City of Stars gets the people going. It gets them going more than Meteor. It's up there for me when I wear Imagination. And Imagination gets the people going. But I think a lot of people have smelt Imagination now, so that it's kind of tapered off because everybody kind of be like, oh, you're wearing Imagination. It's like, oh, that's weird. Everybody's on it now. I need something else. But City of Stars gets the people going. It's just a nice scent. I get the frustration and how somebody would say if people hyped it. Again, I haven't been keeping up. When reviewers are reviewing this, I didn't catch none of those reviews. Again, I disappeared and I took a dive from the fragrance community. So what happened with this is I went and linked up with my Fragrance Connect. I was like, yo, what you got new or whatever the case is. I'm thinking about doing a video. Summertime's coming up. I need something fresh. He was like, yeah, I got that new Argos. You own any Argos? I was like, yeah, I don't own no Argos. This is the only Argos I own. He was like, well, listen, smell this and try it. When I first smelled it, I passed on it because I was picking up something else. And then, but I had put it on my skin, and I was like, man, that smells good. It's simple. It's fresh. It smells good. I can probably, let me go back and I was like, I can add, I got the budget. It ain't hurt me. It ain't nothing else I really want. I can add this. I can get some wear out of this. And I got it. So I never spent my bill and mortgage on fragrances. So if I get something, it's like, it's cool. But on this, I give this about 7.5 out of 10. It's not something that's, groundbreaking, but overall good. So let me see. So I do not believe it. So it seems like oh man, y'all was playing 355? Oh God, damn. Yeah, I'll be job blown. Bro, 355. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Louis Vuitton is like 3-something. Imagination is 3-something. And that's simplistic. That is pedestrian. Imagination is pedestrian. I don't know. I think I would have been, if I would have paid 3-something, I would have been more mad at the fact that I didn't need it because I have fragrances like this. So I didn't need it. So it's like, I could have put that in my mutual fund. I could have put that 355 in my mutual fund and let it set for 5 years. So I think that's kind of, they just got buyer's remorse. Somebody said it smells like a mix of MFK Aqua Media Cologne Forte and Celestial Cologne Forte. Huh, interesting. I have both of those. Well, I have Celestial, but not Cologne Forte. But if in my head, I can kind of see where they're going. I can see that. That's not bad. Fragrance Viper, that was a pretty good analogy. Somebody, he said it disappeared after an hour. Yeah, I'm thinking compared to Aqua Media, that outperformed. Yeah, Aqua Media lasts forever. So Fragrance Viper, that was a pretty good assessment. That's why I really don't think that it performed too well on my skin, because the mere fact that I don't remember it being a beast of a fragrance lets me know that it wasn't that memorable. Like, it kind of was good. After 4 hours, it was just kind of an afterthought. I think that's my mindset on this. And if that's the case, when I revisit, I'll give it about a 7. It's good for the 4 hours. It's like a quickie in the parking lot. Sometimes you need a quickie. Sometimes you don't want to be out there for, you be like, bro, 20 minutes. You know, let's get to it. I don't have all time for the kissing and, bro, bend over. I got to go to work. Let's go. Like, sometimes you need that. But, you know, I get it. When you paying almost $400 for that, I mean, at least with my Louis, I'm getting 8 hours. I'm getting 8 hours on skin. So I can see that. So for, let me see. So for the people, the first two who said it smells like Wulong Cha, I get why they say that. It's not a clone, but I get why they say that. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to kind of say they got it like 50-50. Half right, half wrong. And I'm going to do one more because I picked up this fragrance a couple of times. Let me just see what they're saying about Pacific Chill, and then we're going to end up getting out of here. So let me pull up Pacific Chill and Pacific Chill. Again, one of my favorite fragrances in the world. You know, you got mint, citron, orange, lemon, coriander, carrot seeds, fig. It's green. I don't get the dates. You get the musk. The rose, I don't really pick up. Again, to me, this is all green and dry fruits. That's what it is to me. Spicy, aromatic greens, dry fruits, and it smells like a green smoothie to me. And I believe that's what it's supposed to smell like. Let's just see. So it seems like a lot of people, as I'm going through this, says this smells like clones. Now, hold on. If it smells like clones, I don't have those Arabic clones. I'm not even about to talk about those. So I can't speak to that. I know that's not port. Who 96 people who said this smells like porthole needs to have their accounts disabled. I need your accounts disabled. You should not recommend fragrances. Just don't. 90 porthole, at least 145 said y'all are tripping. But what I will say, this does come similar to, which is one of my favorites, but one of my favorites don't last as long, and it's also but it's a fresh, zesty fragrance. If Pacific Chill is the big brother, then Atelier Cologne's Pacific Lime is the little sister. Pacific Lime is, without looking at the notes, it's just fresher. The way Atelier, I got a lot. I think I'm only missing 2 or 3 of the freshies from this line too. Between Atelier Cologne, Paris Monte Carlo, which I own, and Mizzen Sewer and Louis Vuitton, like all their freshies, I'm covered for the summer, bro. I don't need nobody else's freshie, if I'm gonna be totally honest. And if I gotta put 50 sprays of Paris Monte Carlo on, then I'll just put 50 sprays on, because you're never going to be loud. You're just going to be good. Yeah, it's it's just it's a fresher version of it. It's a fresher version. And nobody, let me see if anybody's talked about Pacific Lime. Let me see if it even shows up. Nope. Not one person brought up Pacific. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Let me see if anybody went to Pacific Lime and brought this up. Yeah, nobody really brought it up. But what you get here is you get like lime, of course, mint. You get that herbaceous, like eucalyptus. So you start talking about eucalyptus, basil kind of thing. Coconut, I don't really get the coconut in this. I don't even know if it's listed, but I mean, it's listed clearly. I'm looking at it, but I never really got that on skin. I just get a lot of the lemon, lime, mint, eucalyptus, spicy, aromatic. This is a champion green scent. Again, if I do my green summers, I got some bangers. For like fresh greens, this is a banger. Unfortunately, though, Atelier makes some of the best citrus fragrances on the planet. The problem is those fragrances are fleeting. These are 4 to 5 hour fragrances. 4 to 5. Stay in that realm. If you're going somewhere for about a quick 4 to 5 hours, like the gym, or you just going to a quick bite to eat, you're going to be outside. The sun is going to, so you're going to be sweating, humidity, kicking. You do about, 15 sprays if you're going to be outside. 15. It's kind of where I would start at. 15. You can go 20. It's not going to really overdo it, but about 15 is where I would start. Like, that's like the starting point. Don't forget behind the knees. I've been telling people, you don't have to believe me or not. It works. But yeah, I like this. I think this is more like Pacific Chill. So I can't really say it's right or wrong because the fragrances that say smell like, I don't own those clones. I'm not going to own those clones. I'm not going out and buying them to do a comparison. So I'm going to say it's inconclusive. So with that being said, it's been about, what we at, 2 hours now? Yeah, it's time to get up out of here. For everybody who rocked with me, 142 people who actually stayed with me for 2 hours. I know some of this was long drawn out. Maybe I'll have to, maybe I'll shorten up the Fragrantica got it right or wrong. Maybe I'll shorten up that part to make the show a little bit short. But y'all got to the meat and potatoes of what I was really coming here to talk about, which is just be mindful. If you're just coming on and watching this video, somewhere in the early part of the video, I played the audio of the TikToker John Cannon, and he just talked about how much money you can make on a TikTok shop. That was what his video was about. He was basically saying, hey guys, y'all need to start selling on the TikTok shop. You can make a ton of money promoting on the TikTok shop. So if money is the motivator, which a lot of these, between YouTube now, because tons of money to make here, TikTok, if that is the driver for most people, then just know that you can be sold and promoted anything. You just got to weed through the stuff, but do your due diligence. That's all I'm going to say. Do your due diligence, and anybody you watch. It's me, anybody. But as I always say it, I always tell y'all, sample, figure it out on your own, and that's going to be totally up to you. So with that being said,
the cipher is the new cipher.
So with that being said, I appreciate y'all all showing love, staying with me for a little while we enjoy the set, and we're gonna try to be back Monday. I'm gonna try to do videos with my editor, try to edit some of this stuff down so it can be easier to consume on the replay. But either way, don't forget the like button before you leave out. Show love. Appreciate you. God bless. Good night. Peace.
It's the new cypher.